How do you game women you already know? So this is interesting in the sense that it's both easier and harder to game women you already know. And it also may not be a good idea if you're asking this question. So a lot of people, when they learn game, will immediately go apply it in their social circles when they're very bad at it, and that's not a very good idea, right? The best way and place to learn game when you really suck at game is to go do it on strangers, so you don't sort of shit where you eat, so to speak. So you don't want to use it on girls you already know quite as quickly. And if you are asking this question, it does sound like a bit of a beginner question, because what's going to naturally happen as you start learning game with girls you don't know is that the girls you do know and interact with are going to naturally start being more attracted to you, and there should be a pretty smooth transition as you develop those social skills. So this does sound a lot like a beginner question. It sounds a lot like the kind of question that comes from the person that like is in game to get that one girl that they've had like a one-itis for 6 months and is like friends with them. So be very cautious of that. But taking that aside, talking about gaming girls that you maybe have a friendly relationship with, or maybe a girl you met in the past, or who knows, whatever, okay? It should be easier for the most part, in the sense that you're going to have opportunities to talk to that girl without having to manufacture them, right? One of the hardest things in game is opening and starting a conversation because it's a little unnatural, and then following up once you get like a number or some kind of contact to that next follow-up, because you have to close and be a little, potentially pushy, or you have to have like a little bit of an agenda because you need plans to happen. If a girl's already a friend of yours, a girl's already in your social circle, she already goes to school with you or is at work with you, whatever, in that case, you're going to have natural organic interactions with her, so you're going to have opportunities to display attractive qualities without having to try so hard for them. So it should be massively, massively easier. However, there is one thing working against you, which is that, again, if you're asking this question, the assumption probably is that when you met this girl, you weren't that attractive and you weren't doing things that would be qualified as good game at that point. So you have an established history of either being friends with this girl, which has to be broken somehow, or you have an established history of being beta around this girl, which has to be broken somehow. But in both cases, the best way to handle it is this: start just acting like the person you should have acted like at the start. Start just being a little more assertive, a little more confident, a little more dominant. Start, being a little more willing to address potentially sexual topics or risque topics. Be a little more willing to stand up for yourself. And the nice thing again is you're going to see the girl over and over and over again, right? This is a little bit similar to like a friend zone video. Like, how do you get out of the friend zone? How do you talk to girls you already know? Which is the point is, be the guy who wouldn't have gotten into the friend zone in the first place. Be the guy who, if you had already met them, being the guy you are now, would be dating them or have been rejected by them potentially. But it would have been a man to woman thing. So that's the key element, is you need to start incorporating those behaviors. But again, you can do it very slowly. Right? Because one, they already have an established perception of you. So if you make this 180-degree shift where you're like, I was this person yesterday, now I'm this completely other person, that's going to be very alarming to them and probably off-putting and very negative. And also, you're going to see them over and over and over again. So you can just start making gradual shifts, right? Just start, instead of being like the person who you should be on steroids and trying to like smack him in the face with, hey, look, I have a penis now. You don't want to do that. What you want to do is just be gradually a little more alpha than you were before. Be a little more assertive than you were before, and let them notice over time that that's the change. So start just acting in the right way, and good things will come to you. But it will take a while because you have that established history. The way someone views you is sort of the weighted average of their experiences with you. So all of the experiences they've had previously are forming an idea in their head of who you are. Now, fortunately for you, the newer information, the newest experiences, the newest things you've done carry the most weight. But if you've known someone for years and you've done, being alpha with them for like a day, they still have years of interpretation of you as beta or friendly or whatever. So it is going to take time. Be patient, but fortunately you have that time because you're going to see them again organically.